Okay, let's connect the dots, because right now there's one single story playing out across the entire planet. It connects all these major world events in a way you've probably never seen before. And together, we're going to piece it all together. This quote, it just nails it. It's the whole idea right here. It suggests that all the stuff that looks like chaos, it's not. It's actually a series of connected events, like a hidden machine humming just beneath the surface, shaping our world. So what are these pieces? Well, we're talking about Iran's nuclear ambitions, the world's oil supply, the big battle for AI supremacy, the US dollar's dominance, and, believe it or not, even the price you're paying at the grocery store. They seem totally separate, right? They're not. It's all part of the same story. So let's start with the first domino, Iran. You see, the threat here isn't just about their nuclear capability. It's about where that capability is. The geography makes this whole situation 1,000 times more dangerous. Okay, so check this out. According to the UN's nuclear watchdog, Iran has enriched a huge amount of uranium up to 60% purity. And to be clear, there is absolutely zero civilian use for that. It's basically one step away from a weapon, and yeah, it has governments everywhere on high alert. So why is the geography so critical? Well, because Iran's nuclear program sits right next door to the Strait of Hormuz. I want you to think of this place as the world's oil jugular. It's this tiny little strip of water that the entire global economy depends on every single day. 34%. Get your head around that. More than a third of all the oil traded on the planet gets squeezed through this one single narrow gap every single day. The world's entire energy supply is literally running through a bathtub, and there are warships in it. So who feels the pressure the most when things get tense here? Well, a staggering 44% of that oil is going straight to China. But look at the others, India, Japan, and South Korea. These are massive industrial powerhouses that are completely hooked on this one single flow of oil. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. The United States, it has its own oil. So if a crisis hits, US refiners can actually profit from the chaos. But our key allies like Japan and South Korea, they have almost no backup plan. Their entire industrial economy runs on an interrupted flow of oil from the Middle East, all of it passing through that one choke point. But here's the thing. Putting pressure on physical fuel, that's only half the story. There's a second front to this conflict, and it's a battle for the future of technology itself, the war for AI chips. So while the Navy is out there patrolling the energy routes, the U.S. Commerce Department is fighting a different kind of war. They're restricting the export of advanced semiconductors to China. And we're not talking about just any chips. These are the exact pieces of hardware you need to train artificial intelligence and build the next generation of military systems. You see the strategy here? It's a two-pronged attack. First, you apply pressure on the energy supply, the very lifeblood of their industrial economy. And then, at the exact same time, you starve them of the critical technology they need to even compete in the next era of global power. It's brilliant in a way. Two totally different government agencies, two incredibly powerful tools, but one crystal clear strategic target. This is a containment strategy playing out right in front of our eyes. So, what's the rest of the world doing about all this pressure? Well, they're not just sitting back and taking it. No way. They are actively building an escape hatch from the US financial system. And this is our third domino. Enter BRICS. You've probably heard of them. It started as Brazil, Russia, India, and China, but now it's expanding to include huge energy players like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. And their stated goal? It's pretty bold. They want to build a whole parallel financial system that cuts the US dollar out of the equation entirely. And listen, this isn't just talk. They are literally laying the plumbing for the system right now. They're proposing to link up their own digital currencies so they can pay each other directly, and they're rapidly expanding the use of China's currency for trade. They want a system where the US has zero visibility and zero control. Which brings us to a really fascinating question. If they're so determined to build this whole new system, what's stopping them? Why can't they just walk away from the dollar tomorrow? And here it is. This is the central twist of the entire story. The very same countries trying to escape the system, well, they're chained to it by trillions of dollars in US debt. It's like a golden cage. Just look at these numbers from the US Treasury. Japan, a key US ally that's feeling all this pressure, holds over $1 trillion in US debt. And China, they're holding around $700 billion. Just let that sink in for a second. Here's the crazy paradox at the heart of the whole global financial system. They are literally lending money to the government that is strategically boxing them in. And they can't just sell it. If they try to dump all that debt, they would crash the value of their own holdings, which would trigger a massive financial crisis back home. They are trapped. There's no way out. So let's bring all this home. Because this isn't just a story about far-off countries and high finance. This is about a machine whose gears are turning right inside your wallet. Iran's nuclear program, those oil choke points, the chip war, the dollar bond market, they're not separate stories. They're all interconnected gears in the same giant machine. And that machine is what directly influences the price of your gas, the cost of your groceries, and the value of your savings, no matter where you live. And that's really the big takeaway here. All these invisible forces are quietly shaping our lives every single day. But once you see the connections, once you understand how this global machine actually works, it changes how you see everything. You'll never, ever read the news the same way again.